Hello, Living Dead Dolls fans. This is Josh, aka Doggiepants, and I'm coming at you with another Living Dead Dolls review. I'm sorry that it took me so long to get back up and running. I got a new computer and I had to figure everything out, and so it's just been crazy. But I am going to be reviewing Series 6. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about Series 6 before we get started. Series 6 was the first set of dolls that came with 6 dolls. The tagline, I believe, was 6 dolls, 6 pets. Series 6, you do the math. Plan 666. Like I said, they all came with pets as well. Now, I have all of them except for one pet because, as you know, I buy my toys open, so sometimes I'm missing some of the accessories. And unfortunately, I'm missing Hush's rat. But that's, I'll show what I've got. So I'm going to start with my least favorite and go to my favorite. But first, I'm going to show you the coffins. So here we go. Here is the Series 6 coffins. Now you'll notice, if you've been watching some of the other videos, this is the first coffin that has the handles, and they're drawn on handles. You can see that they look like they're kind of coming out of the coffin, and they have little bats holding them into place. They're very cute, and we see this on quite a few series after this. But they first showed up on the Series 6 dolls. Now, the Series 6 dolls continue to have the pink tissue paper, but the chipboards changed quite a bit. Now, you'll notice that they don't have, still figuring this out, they don't have the drawn pictures of the dolls like all of the other series have had, with the exception of Series 5, they had something different. But Series 6 has kind of an eerie look to it. It has the name of the doll there on the bottom. It says Living Dead Dolls, and then we have the poem as well. And then there's a background image that is somehow reminiscent of the doll itself. So there is, when you get these sealed, one nice thing is that you'll see the doll, and then the pet is also packaged down here in a little piece of plastic next to the doll. So you can kind of see the pet as well, but really need to open it in order to get a real good feel of what the pets are like. So I'm going to show you what I have again. Again, I'm going to start with my least favorite and go to my favorite. So let's get started. The first one is Isaac. Isaac is a pretty interesting doll in the fact that he is the first Living Dead doll to have a soft body, first and only. They have never done this since. He wasn't very popular, so it actually doesn't surprise me that that they haven't done it since. But yeah, he's the lonesome guy with the soft body. But here I'm going to give you kind of a close-up look of what he's like. So this is all plush. It's all filled with stuffing. He has kind of a plaid red and black shirt. The shirt does Velcro up the back, but underneath it's just black. So it's like they've sewn his body and it's just jet black, just so you know. You can take his shirt off. Well, at least the top portion of it off. The pants are attached. This is all one piece, and I want to make sure I'm not lying to you. I may be lying to you a little bit. I've just never really tried. No, this is all one piece, and you can take... you could take the pants off if you could remove the shoes, but you can't remove the shoes. He's an interesting doll. They still set him up where you could remove his clothes, but you can't really remove his clothes. But anyways, let's get back to him. So we have the plaid shirt. You'll notice that he does have a patch on his shoulder. It's yellow, and then it has a little bit of red stitching right there along the edges. In his neckline and the base of his pants and the sleeves of the shirt, they have this straw to make him look like a scarecrow, and it's sewn, and I'm going to try to get a good shot of it. There you go. It's sewn all the way around the outside, so it's in there permanently, but the thing is you have to be really careful with it because it's really easy to pull these pieces out of both his shirt and his hat especially. I've lost quite a bit of straw from his hat over the years. He has these cute suspenders, and they are made of elastic, so they do have some give to them. They're attached to the bottom of the pant, but the pant is sewn to the shirt. So you can kind of pull it down like that, but it's not going to go anywhere because you can't remove the pants. So just be aware that they do exist. They do tend to fall sometimes, so you want to make sure that if you have a stand for him, that the stand kind of holds the suspenders in place as well. Now, the pants do cover, like I said, a plush body, but it would be impossible to get it over because the shoes... Let me see if I can show this to you. are sewn to the cloth feet. Do you see that little tack there with thread? So it is a standard Living Dead Dolls boot. It's just been pinched very tightly and it's been sewn through the foot, so it's not removable. I'm sure you could snip those threads if you wanted to see his soft body without all the clothing, but I wouldn't recommend it. On the pants, he has another one of these little patches with the red thread. And then he has these amazing long arms. So this is also kind of new to the Living Dead Dolls. He has these scarecrow arms, and they're it kind of feels like they were meant to be sticks, but they actually do feel like zombie hands the way that they are designed. And I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you can get a really good look at it. Do you see that? All the detail in the hands and the veining. And then the hand does have a bit of a claw to it. Both of them do. And it's kind of fun. You can pose him a little bit. You can actually interlace his fingers together. I've done that before. I've done all kinds of things to try to get him to display well, but I found that really the only way to display him is with a doll stand. Yes, one other thing that's interesting about the hands is he has a left hand, which has 6 fingers on it. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but clearly has a thumb. And then in his right arm, he also has a left hand. Clearly has a thumb here with only 5 fingers, but it's very strange. It's like he has 2 left hands, but on 2 separate arms. His face is really cool. It has the same mold. I'm going to try to pull up the hat so you can see it. Get a really good look. There we go. Has the same mold as Siren, so it has the stitched up mouth. And then he has this what looks like a little bit of almost like a doggy brown eyebrow, but the stitches around the eye are not part of the mold. The mouth is. He has the white eye with black, and then his whole body is, well, his whole body, meaning his head, is yellow. The hat is attached to his head. It's not removable, so there's no hair or anything underneath here. It's just a standard black hat, has the same patch, yellow and red stitching, and then, like I said, all of the, whatever, the hay or whatever coming down off of it, but it's sewn along the edges. I think that is it for him. I want to show you his crow, and I should have looked this up because I don't remember the names of all the pets. You guys can look them up. Please put them in the comments if you know them below. But here is his crow. And the pets are, they have no joints. So it's just a solid kind of plastic figurine. Black crow with red eyes. Has some great detail to it, though. There we go. So that is his pet. Moving on. Second up is Revenant. Revenant's actually a really, really cool doll. Revenant is the first... Oh, I could be wrong about this. No, I think I'm right. The first doll to fully glow. Her entire body is glow in the dark. And they've done that with eyes on Died in Doom and a few other dolls as well. But this is definitely the first one where the entire body is glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. They also resurrected her this year, and the resurrection doll is really nice as well. So check it out. Yeah, so let's take a look at her outfit. Her outfit is pretty interesting. It is all one piece. It does Velcro right up the back. It does have a bottom layer of black, so you can see that you can actually run your finger between this white and this black. It's sewn at certain spots so that you can't really like separate. It's definitely sewn along the edge here, so it's not like you can take the white overlay off of the black, but just be aware that it is 2 separate layers. So we have the black underneath, and that's true for sleeves as well. And then the white is put over top with holes in it so that the black can be seen through. There's a lot of cuts. The edge of her arms are really jaggedy, as is the bottom of the dress. Both the black and the white is jaggedy. This has always, well, actually, no, not always. This is something I just now noticed that I hadn't noticed before. Her sleeves are cut a little bit wider here on the inside so that you can actually pull them back a little bit. There you go. So she does have like a little flyaways if you wanted to, but there is some openness there. What I always thought was funny was it looks like the front of her dress has a big old smiley face on it. Yeah. She is really, really cool. Her outfit's pretty great. Be careful, though. There is quite a few stray threads, so if you do pull, you know, things could fall apart. Her face paint is very solid. There we go. There's a lot of branching coming up off of her eye and her black lip. This does really help with how scary she is when she glows in the dark. One thing that you should be aware of is that because of that black dress underneath, you're going to see quite a bit of staining on this doll from the black. And because she's completely glow in the dark, it just shows up like crazy. So she does look like she's been through some sort of car accident or something, and she has horrible bruises. But it's just staining from the clothing. She has pretty fantastic hair. It could probably stand to be a little bit thicker, and the white hair is always hard to get all the snarls out of. But for the most part, it lays pretty beautifully. And it looks great again when she's glowing. Pretty thickly rooted, decently. Not fantastic, but pretty decent. You don't see any bald spots when you have her on display. So that is Revenant, and then her pet is Vulture. Carrion? Is that the name of it? I don't remember. Yeah, but there it is. Again, it's some really nice airbrushing detail on these pets, but they do not have any joints. So there you go. Go. 360 view of the Vulture. So there we go. That's Revenant. Moving on, next up is Calico. Calico's one of my favorite dolls from this. Well, I obviously have a lot of favorite dolls because I'm only 3 into a group of 6. But she doesn't get a lot of respect, I think. You can still get her for pretty cheap, but she's really cool. One of the first dolls with yarn hair. Well, there's 2 dolls from the series with yarn hair, but she has the kind of a thicker yarn hair. But we'll get to that in just a second. She has this amazing kind of sexy pleather red dress that does have quite a bit of a slit up one side of it, so she is ready to show a little bit of leg. There's no straps, so it does tend to fall down, so you want to be careful of that, especially because this red dress also creates quite a bit of staining. So if you want to make sure the staining isn't shown, you got to be careful and make sure that it's pulled up and not sliding down. It's all one piece, and it does Velcro right there up the back. She has the standard kind of sexy lady sandals, red Living Dead doll shoes. And then you'll notice with her face paint, it's all over her entire body. And I'm going to pull this down to show you that they did a really thorough job on how much of this doll is covered with this detail of stitching. So you see it all the way down this doll. The stitching is not part of the mold. It is drawn on, but it has the blue, green, and then kind of a lighter blue, and it goes all the way up to her face. Hold that up for you. It's really, really nice detail, and you'll notice that the doll has 2 different color eyes. So the left eye is a little red, the right eye is a little green. She has a nice red lip, and then she has this really extreme purple hair. And again, it is yarn hair. And I believe they're the first dolls with yarn hair. I think I am not telling you a lie there. But what's interesting about Calico is they didn't root the doll hair to be, they didn't root the entire scalp. What they did was they rooted along the edge, so you kind of see how it sticks out a little bit like that. It's kind of an interesting style. They rooted it along here, along the bottom, but up top, this is, I don't know if it's sewn down or glued down, but the hair is just glued perfectly in place to the scalp. So you want to be careful. You don't want to be wrenching this hair up because you're going to get a lot of bald spots. But yeah, just be aware of that. Her hair is still pretty thick because obviously yarn hair is going to be thicker than regular hair. So it comes off looking fantastic, but you just can't kind of put it up into a bun on top of the head or something like that. She's not really designed to have that kind of a do. Yeah, that's Calico. Great, great doll. She comes with a really fun animal. Her animal is a hodgepodge of a bunch of different animals. Here it is. So it's got kind of like a duck, lizard, scary red eye thing. And then the animal has stitching as well. And the stitching is built into the mold on this. Again, there's no joints, but you do see it all over the entire creature. It's a really, really cool little piece to come with the doll. But there we go. That's Calico. We're going to keep moving on, guys. Going to keep it going. All right, next up. Oh, I wish I had cleaned up her hair a little bit. Her hair's a bit of a mess, but that's okay. You guys, I'm sure will enjoy her regardless. is Jinkx. Dun, 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 dun. The kitten this series. Jinkx is very cute. Jinkx has a similar felt outfit to like Series 1. She feels like her outfit comes from Series 2. That's a good description. Where it's a little more detailed than Series 1, but still has that kind of felt feel to it. It is, in fact, 2 pieces. She has the coat up top, which has the number 13 on it. And then the coat has a collar. And the collar doesn't like to lay down, so you just want to be careful of that. That is leopard print. So there's a little collar there. But it does Velcro up the back. It's a separate piece from the skirt. So there's that. There's no gloves or anything. It just cuts off like regular sleeves. The skirt is leopard print, and the skirt does not Velcro. It has elastic to it. Gosh, I'm having a really hard time showing her to you guys. There we go. So you can kind of see how it has some stretch there. So you can pull this down and off. And this tail, which she has, does have a little bit of wire into it, so you can kind of design it how you want it to go, bend it a certain way. But be aware that it does Velcro to the back of the skirt. So you want to make sure that it stays in place, because you can spin it all the way to the front, and then that looks naughty. So you want to make sure that it's in the back. Yeah, but that's her tail. Really cute little detail. She has the standard little Mary Jane shoes, and she has these really cute orange socks, which match her hair. One other thing that I'm going to show you is she has these little kitty ears. I'm going to take them off so you can get a good look at them. And they do have elastic around the bottom. They have the same leopard print there. But it does mess with her hair a little bit. So it does take some finagling to make sure that the doll's hair looks great. And that's one of the problems. I just haven't given her a little bit of love since I got her. I kind of got her and put her up on the shelf and hadn't really thought about her. She has this really cute little hair, comes down about shoulder length, orange, very thick. Her hair is really thick, which is nice. She has great bangs. I love when they give the dolls that kind of like Betty Page cut bangs, and they lay well. You know what I mean? Because some of the other dolls, those bangs do not lay well. These ones are great. She has fantastic face paint. Look at those kitty eyes, orange and yellow and red. She has the little cat black eyeliner. She has kind of a standard Living Dead doll brow, and then the black lips. So that is her. Her animal, I believe, is Hellcat. I think I just remembered that. But here he is. So he has yellow eyes without any pupils. This is a very tall animal. You'll see how tall it is next to the doll. Again, great little mold. I'm going to turn it all the way around so you can see the cute detail in the tail and the way that it was created. It is created in 2 pieces, and you can see the little break in the neck there. But it is not, it's not jointed. You can't turn his head. It is just 2 separate pieces they had to put together for the mold. Yeah, but that's her accessory. So that is Jinkx. We're going to keep going. Next up is Hush. Sadly, I don't have Hush's rat. Hush's rat is gray, very cute, similar to the other ones, has the same kind of feel. Sorry, guys. But I do have Hush. Hush is a really beautiful doll. And when they first released images of this doll, I was the most excited about her. And I still love her. She has this gorgeous layered dress. It's beautiful. It has a lovely lace detail around the bottom, and then it's sewn in a certain way so that it has a bit of a ruffle along the edge here. We have, it's kind of, what would that be, tiered? 2 or 3 tiered with lace on each tier, that you'll see that. And then underneath this bottom tier, and it's just sewn straight to the dress, but they have a little ribbon tie there, so it looks like it's kind of going around her midsection. There you go. You'll see that. It is all one piece. It Velcros up the back. It does have a little bit... Oh, no, wait. I totally lied to you. That's all sewn. I thought it had a little elastic, but it doesn't. It's just sewn, and then the ribbon is tied up over her shoulders. It's a very cute little detail. It does, like I said, Velcro up the back, so there's how it is fastened. The dress is meant to look dirty. Some people get this doll and they're like, oh my god, my doll's filthy. No, she was intentionally made to look dirty, so don't be concerned. Her dress has got a little smudging to it, a little gray. She looks like she's been in an old smoker's home for quite a few years. She has a very, very beautiful, beautiful face paint. I'm going to hold it up. See, there we go. So she has gray eyes, has a little bit of pink around the edge, and then she has similar veining to Revenant, except hers goes over her entire body, especially her torso, but it's also on her legs, so it looks like she's kind of been poisoned from the rats that she's been hanging out with. She has red fingernail polish, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for her face paint. Be careful, you'll notice that some of these veins have a little bit of smudging. It's not the cleanest. On every Hush that I've ever owned, it's been like that. So I think it's just the nature of Hush. So, don't freak out. She has yarn hair as well, but you'll notice, I'm going to try to pull one of these out. The yarn, there we go, is very, very thin. It's almost like strings. So it gives her the appearance of having wet hair. So you put her a certain way and it looks like she's wet and gross. I'm going to see if I can kind of make this work last minute. There you go. See, so that's what I think, because she was supposed to be coming out of the sewers. But it's really cool hair, and I've never seen them do this since. So that's really nice. The rooting is pretty thick for yarn hair, but the problem is because of the way the hair is created, they couldn't do a lot of thick rooting. So if you have the hair displayed a certain way, you're going to notice really, really large bald spots. For the most part, that doesn't bother me because I'm able to keep her hair back and you don't notice those bald spots, but just be aware that that is there. So that is Hush. And then obviously my favorite doll is Dottie Rose. Now, I'm sure not everybody's going to agree with me, but I think she is so cool. I love her frickin' hair. But we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to start with her dress. She has this very simple, very cute little sundress with white polka dots on a kind of a black background. It's about as simple as you can get. So it has a little tie that goes around the back of her neck, and then comes around the front there, and then the whole thing is Velcroed in one piece up the back. It does have a little bit of a darting in the front to kind of create a little bit of fold there. There you go, see that? But that's pretty much it. That's her entire outfit. She has the little black sandals. Be aware that she also has a little bit of staining from the black dress, but it's not too bad. She has cute little pink fingernail polish, and then she's got this amazing pink hair. And it does have hairspray in it, and I normally don't like the hairspray, but I love the shape of her hair. Her hair is so 1950s and so fabulous. Love it. So I have not combed this do out. Love her bangs, love everything about her. She has texturing on her face. Let me see if you can kind of see that. It feels a little bit like the texturing that we saw on Posy, but it's tinted a little bit with the pink. So it goes on with her theme. She has black shadows around her eyes and a very bright pink pupil. And then she has black lipstick. Now you'll notice that my Dottie Rose is the one without the eyebrows. I prefer it. I think she looks a little more innocent like that. They did 50% of the Dottie Roses that they produced had eyebrows and 50% didn't. So if you are a collector that wants everything, just make sure that you get both of them. Her eyebrows, when you do get one with eyebrows, are pretty thin and they make her look a little more harsh, a little more angry. I like my dolls kind of cutesy, so I always prefer the one without. Very, very cute. And then she comes with this really scary poodle with blood dripping out of its mouth. It's got a little snarl, some red eyes. Yeah, so yeah, there's the poodle. But that is Dottie Rose and my favorite doll from Series 6. Now I know this video was long. I apologize, but it was 6 dolls. It's probably going to even be longer for my next one because that's Series 7. There's 7 dolls. But there's a lot to talk about with this series. I mean, they have pets as well, so what are you going to do? All right. I'm going to hold up these dolls. Like I said, I never have room for all of them, but I will try. There we go. Doom, 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 and let's do some scoring, shall we? We'll start with Isaac. Isaac's an interesting doll, I think, for his design, but I find him a little bit boring. And I'm not a huge fan. So out of 4 stars, I probably give him about 2. Then we get to, who's next? Revenant. Revenant's a great doll. Really quality doll. Her hair rooting's great, so I give her 3. Calico, I would probably give 3 stars to. Jinkx, probably about 3.5 stars. Great doll, really famous doll. The same with Hush, 3.5 stars. And then I would give 4 stars to Dottie Rose. Dottie Rose is one of my favorite dolls that they've ever produced, and I always will have her in my collection. One interesting fact about Dottie Rose, too, is she's kind of designed a little bit to look like their doll Candy Rotten, which was one of the first handmade dolls that they ever put out. And they have yet to make an actual Candy Rotten doll, and I am begging you, Mezco, make a Candy Rotten doll. She's so cool, and I love her. And I know you have Dottie Rose, and I know you have Jilly from the Psychobilly set, and they both have a little bit of flavor of Candy Rotten, but I want a Candy Rotten doll. Just saying. That's it. All right, anyways, Series 6. Get out and get them. They're amazing dolls. They're fantastic, and you will not regret it. So, thanks so much. I'll try to get back to you guys soon with Series 7. Talk to you later.
I don't like to look forward and see them behind me like that. Wait, I think one really did move.